How are you doing? Sorry about that. I don't know. I just got disconnected after my alarm, so I have like 20 alarms that go off. Okay. Okay, so y'all really think Jazzy's pregnant? There's definitely something going on in Jazzy's life. You could tell by her body language, just her vibe. Sometimes she's very uppity. Sometimes she's really has time, you know. And that last video where she's nodding off, I don't think she's on drugs or anything like that. I'm not gonna assume that. She does have a lot of children, and when she is on her A game and doing everything she's supposed to be doing, as far as staying organized, putting content out, it's draining. This is a lot of work, guys. A lot. A lot. Making videos, putting content out is a lot. So it may seem like it's not much, and she does seem very rushed in her videos, like she's in a hurry to do them. But that's just how she is all the time. I think because she's just trying to get them out of the way. And there's that fear of every single thing that she does, no matter what she does, no matter how she does it, no matter how she puts it out, someone's going to have something to say about it. But that comes with the territory. Some people are cut out for it, some people aren't. People will, I think the hardest thing about being on YouTube is people will point out your insecurities that you didn't even know you're insecure about. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine to how it goes for her. What I would think if she was pregnant. Well, there's definitely, I do, I mean, if she's pregnant, I wouldn't be surprised, okay? But I'm the type that gets happy every time someone gets pregnant. I don't care how many kids you have. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're pregnant. Like I will get so, I just get so happy for people who can have babies like that. And people getting married, relationships. Like I'm just happy for people when if that makes her happy, if that's what she wants, I'm happy for her. That's just the kind of person I am. Now, is she faking or alluding to the fact that she's pregnant? Maybe, sometimes I've seen where women are having problems in a relationship and they will pretend to be pregnant to hold on to somebody. That does happen. In the meantime, till they get pregnant. You know what I mean? It happens, people. It really does. Um, so I would hope that that wouldn't be the case because that's the lies for me. I just don't see why people lie. But I just hope that whatever. I just hope she's not lying. I hope she's not alluding to the fact that she's pregnant. I just hope she's just. I just wish she wouldn't play games like that. That's why people treat her the way they do. That's why people judge her the way they do is because of the way she plays games. I don't know. There's definitely something going on. For some reason, when she was nodding off and stuff like that, she had that serious look on her face. The last time I noticed that vibe that she was giving was when she was in her car and she was talking about people talking about her weight and stuff like that. So I don't think I don't and but at that time we thought it was an argument with Christopher, right? So I think maybe possibly when she was nodding off and stuff like that, maybe she had been waiting up all night for him because I understand that there's some days he doesn't come home. And I believe that for some reason he doesn't strike me as a person that's there all the time. So possibly, maybe they had an argument. When I used to argue with people in my past, I wouldn't sleep until I saw the motherfucker in my face. Okay, that's how I used to. That's how I used to do it. I wouldn't sleep until we resolved the issue because I don't believe you should go to sleep until you resolve the issue. So I had a lot of sleepless nights. Okay, in my past. That's just how I do things. I don't know how everybody else does it, but because you can't sleep because you're just, especially if you're not wrong in this situation. I have a feeling that maybe Christopher comes at Jazzy every time people make fun of him because it was after the whole pedal pusher, the whole, after they went shopping for the furniture. It kind of happened like after that. I think he takes it out on her, what people say about him, how people drag him. And then he disappears if you notice that, like you won't see him, like there's gaps where you won't see him. So maybe they have the type of arguments is when he leaves, and then he comes back when he feels like it. And maybe he doesn't even communicate with her, and she just waits for him to communicate. And maybe she's with these kids all day, so that's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, I'm just guessing here. I'm just comparing it to things that I've been through. And that's how I used to be. I bitch wouldn't sleep until I saw a motherfucker in my face. Okay. And we're going to finish this argument. Okay. That was the old me. Okay. I don't do that anymore. Well, I'm not even in a relationship to do that anymore, but I won't be doing that anymore in the future because that's very toxic. Everybody should get their rest. That's the worst condition you want. That's like the worst condition you can be in is lack of sleep when you're trying to sort out a conversation. Okay. Um, so I have a feeling when she gets in those little moods, it's not necessarily what she's saying it is. I think it has to do with him, but she's always praising him, so she can't really come to the internet and say it's Chris. Chris is being a jerk to me. Chris isn't talking to me. Chris hasn't been home in days. Like she can't say that to us because she's always defending him. So she has to blame it on something else that sounds so crazy. Like when she was saying, she's just so tired. She probably was. She probably had a sleepless night, but it wasn't for the reason she says it was. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you guys think? You think that's what it is? Because that's kind of what I'm getting. If she's pregnant again, I wouldn't be surprised. Congratulations if you are. I love babies, and I just love that whole, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant, even though I didn't get to experience it many times. It was funny because when I adopted my son, when I was at work, because it happened from one day to the next. Like I didn't have no planning time. Like I just was called one day, like, can you watch this baby, till I get my stuff together? And I was like, sure. So from one day to the next, I was a new mom. Okay. And at work, where I used to work, I had told the girl, I was like, oh my gosh, guess what? I just had a baby. And she's like, wow, that was like the fastest pregnancy. And there was the little baby, and everyone's like, dang, when were you pregnant? Oh, I just wasn't showing. But everybody knew I was adopting him. So, I mean, well, at that point, it was just custody. But, later on, I did adopt him. But it was funny. That was like the fastest pregnancy I ever had from one day to the next. Oh my gosh. I remember when they called me to go to pick him up from the hospital. I was at work, and mind you, I didn't really talk to my cousin at the time. And he was like, he just called me at work. And he's like, can you watch my baby till I get my stuff together? Because they were unable to bring him home from the hospital, and that was pretty much the last option. I believe. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure they could have found somebody else, but so 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 I was like, okay. I didn't even ask Chris or anything. My Chris, not Christopher Bowser. I have my ex Chris. I didn't even ask. I was just like, sure, So I went and I picked him up, and the rest is history. He's been with me ever since. He's been with us since he was 2 weeks old when he was released from the hospital. So he doesn't really know anybody else. He's never met the other side of the family, or or the mom side of the family. He doesn't know anybody else. So when the mom goes around saying that I kidnapped her kids, like Liv said that Gerard kidnapped the kids, that I stole him from her. No, honey. You had the same thing, she had to lose custody before I could even have the option to adopt, okay? It was a whole process. It wasn't like I hijacked him or anything like that. Anyways, I'll go ahead and let y'all go, okay? I'm on baby watch 22. I want to see if Jazzy's pregnant. If she is, congratulations. I think life is beautiful. Bringing life into this world is beautiful. Maybe it's not the wisest choice for her since she's already overwhelmed, but hey, it's not my life. I'm not here to judge. Y'all have a good day. Goodbye.